Hi everyone. Today I am going to consider the topic polynomials of class 9th, in which I will be talking about what is the basic concept regarding polynomial, definition, and its general form. Also, I will talk about the classification of polynomials on the basis of the terms and on the basis of degree. So here comes the polynomial. Basic concept in which I'll be talking about variable or variables, constants, constant or constants, terms, again singular and plural form both, algebraic, expression. Again, we'll be talking about all these. These are the basic concept which we'll be discussing. And in definition, we'll be mainly focusing on definition of polynomial and its general term, general form you can say. This, and in the third part, we'll be talking about classification of polynomials. Here again you have two classification. One on the basis of terms or term, and on the basis of degree or power of variable. Let us start one by one. Variables. Variables are generally denoted by x, y, z, etc. or alphabet. You can use any alphabet. and these variables can be defined as different values. Then we come on to constants. As it is clear from the name constant, the values are taken as real numbers. For example, 2, 3, -5, root 2, and so on. Then term or terms. Terms are defined as combination of variable and constant using algebraic notations, mainly plus or minus. For example, 2x minus 3y plus 5 root 2 z square plus 3z plus 1 and so on. You can also frame yourself number of examples. Then in terms only, there is subpart as coefficient. Coefficients are normally defined for variables. For example, in minus 3x square plus 5x plus 7, the coefficient of x square is minus 3. How we obtained this? We just hide x square. You can hide x square. When you hide x square, only the value visible is minus 3. So the coefficient of x square is minus 3. Similarly, the coefficient of x is 5. We'll do many more problems where we'll be talking about coefficient, right? So there I'll be explaining it in detail. Coefficient. Here I'm just defining it, the meaning. What is the meaning of coefficient? Then what is algebraic expression? Algebraic expression, you can understand here, is defined as combination of term or terms, as it the case may be, using algebraic notation. For example, 5x squared plus 3x plus 7, or x minus 2 into x plus 3. Here you need to understand that these are the three terms which are associated with plus sign, and three terms combined with two algebraic notation is termed as expression. Similarly, when you take two terms in this format and you multiply them together, this is also an algebraic expression, right? Of course, you can write it by opening the bracket. You can get the terms, right? So that we'll be talking, all these things will be talking in detail later on also, when we'll be talking about polynomials. So these things you are already familiar, like you have studied all these basic things in class 8th also. So you are already aware of all these four things. What is a variable, what is it, is just a recall of what you did in class 8th, right? Now let us proceed to understand what is a polynomial. When we talk about polynomial, polynomial is defined as px, py, pz, and so on. P stand for polynomial, as x stand for variable. Like this means polynomial using variable x. Similarly, py means polynomial using variable y, pz means polynomial using variable z, and you can use any other alphabet and you can define polynomial yourself. Now let us come to understand this basic thing. This is very important to understand. So what is the general form of polynomial? Px is defined as a0 x to the power n plus a1 x to the power n minus 1, a2, and since I have already talked to here that px means you are only going to use variable x. I will explain you all these what is happening here. Since this is a general form, so you cannot deviate with the structure where px is defined as polynomial over R. Over R means real number. Now onwards, we'll be talking about polynomial over real number only. So you need to understand what is polynomial over R. This is defined as polynomial over R if number 1, a0, a1, a2, a3 and up to an are real numbers. And power of x is a non-negative integer. This is the most important factor. Now I'll explain you what is the meaning of this. For example, number 1, when you talk about x cube minus 2x square plus 5x minus 8, here also you can add 6, is a polynomial over R. When you talk about polynomial over R, what you need to check? You need to check all these coefficients. Here, you need to check number 1, here the coefficients are real numbers, number 1. And second thing what you need to check is power of x. So what is the power of x? Here 3, here it is 2, here it is 1, and here it is x to the power 0. So power of x is a non-negative integer. I would like to talk about integers. because many of you might have problem in understanding this word non-negative. So for that, all of you are aware of in number line. Don't get confused by minus infinity or plus infinity. Minus infinity means there is no and on this side. There is no and on this side. You can go up to the limit what you want to define. And at the center there is value 0. Here, when you move towards right side, you have positive number 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Similarly, when you move on to negative side, you have number minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and so on. So here you need to understand this meaning. 0 is called center or origin. This is called, when you move from here toward here, this is called positive half line, and this is called negative half line. Negative integers are called negative half line. Positive integers are called positive half line. So what is the meaning of non-negative? As it is clear from here, this non-negative. So it means you have to exclude this negative. So your values start from here till here. That is the meaning. Means the power of x can be 0 and any positive integer on the right side, but it can never be negative. So I would like to ask you one question. The question is x plus 1 by x is a polynomial? This is first. Second is root x plus 3 is a polynomial? The answer of this is no. Why? Because this is x to the power 1 and this is x to the power minus 1. The power is negative. The power is negative, that is why this is not a polynomial. And here, if you write this is x to the power half, the answer for this is also no. Answer is no. Why? X to the power half plus 3. So here also you can understand the power half is there. It has to be an integer. It cannot be fractional, right? It cannot be rational. So if it cannot be rational, you cannot talk about irrational, right? So the power of x is, if you have any doubt regarding this concept, you can write, you can use the comment box for uh, making your doubts clear. Now I'm moving on to third section. For that I need to remove all this part, right? Now let us try to understand this. These are on the basis of term and on the basis of degree. I will move further here. On the basis of term, you have monomial. Here only I am explaining the meaning. Monomial means one term, and I am giving you example also. The example is minus root 2x or 3x square. These are monomial. Monomial means one term. So one term, right? Then you have binomial. I am restricting myself to the polynomial only. So I'll be writing all the example related to the topic only. So binomial means two terms, because don't get confused, because these terms you have already studied in class 7th and 8th, so don't get confused. Here my point of discussion is only with reference to polynomial, so you need to understand what I'm talking about, right? So when you're talking about binomial means two term, so here you can talk about uh, 2x plus 3 or 5x square minus 7. These type of example you can frame yourself. We'll be talking about all these in detail later on also. Then you have trinomial. Trinomial means three terms. A polynomial with three terms. Mind it, again I am telling you that I am only talking about polynomials. The classification is of polynomial only. Monomial is a polynomial with one term. Binomial is a polynomial with two terms. Trinomial is a polynomial with three terms. So here you can see the example, uh, minus 2x square plus 5x minus 3. This is an example. Here you have three terms, 1, 2 and 3. Normally we write, this is called a standard form also. You need to understand. Don't get confused by this literature. Standard form. Standard form means we talk about the degree in reducing form, right? So degree, here you can understand polynomial with reducing power of variable, right? And then the general term polynomial. Here you can talk about any polynomial with more than three terms. For example, you can write like this: px is equal to x4 minus 3x square plus root 2x minus 8. Here you have four terms, so we call it polynomial with four terms, polynomial with five terms, polynomial with six terms. Whatever number of terms are there, you can define according to this. Let us talk about this on the basis of degree. On the basis of degree, you have linear, or before linear, you can talk about zero, zero polynomial, huh? Zero degree 0-degree polynomial. 0-degree polynomial means it is a constant. For example, you have 3. This can be also written as 3x to the power 0. So any constant can be written as, if you are talking about polynomial in x, you can write x to the power 0. If you are talking in polynomial in y, you can write 3y to the power 0, and so on. Then we move on to linear. Linear polynomial is a polynomial with degree 1. This linear polynomial, many of the student doesn't know what is linear polynomial in class 12th also. They don't know what is. When they are asked what is the meaning of linear polynomial, they are not able to answer what is the meaning. Linear polynomial means any polynomial whose degree is 1. So for example, you talk about 5y minus 3. So this you can write as p of y. Right. Here the degree means what is the highest power of the variable. Whatever is the highest power of the variable in this expression, that becomes the degree of the polynomial. Then we move on to quadratic. Quadratic polynomial is a polynomial with degree 2. For example, minus 5x square plus 6x minus 9. This is an example. Highest power of the variable is 2. So that becomes the degree of the, right. Then comes cubic. Cubic polynomial is a polynomial with degree 3. For example, you have px equal to x cube minus 5x square plus 7x minus 4. Here the highest power of the variable is 3, so it is cubic polynomial. Then you have polynomial with degree 4 or more. So now you might have understood. If you want an example, I can write here py is equal to y4 minus 3y cube plus 2y square plus 5y minus 9. The degree is 4 here. So it is a polynomial with degree 4. That's all for the day. We'll continue with more on polynomial in my next video. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye. If you like this video, please press the button of like, share, and you can subscribe my channel if you want to enjoy the topics on polynomial or any further topic of class 9. Thank you very much.